Welcome to Hipfig. If you're a travel enthusiast, then subscribe to our Hipfig travel channel. This is Hipfig's travel guide series on Nashville in the U.S. state of Tennessee. This is the Belle Meade Plantation travel guide. We provide information based on our own travel experience. We'll start with general introduction and location information, how to get to Belle Meade Plantation, things to see and do in Belle Meade Plantation with our travel tips. Everything shared on this video is based on our own experience at the Belle Meade Plantation in Nashville, Tennessee. The Belle Meade Plantation is located at 10 Leake Avenue, Nashville, Tennessee. You can set your GPS to this address to get specific directions from your location. We drove from the Nashville airport area. We took I-440 west to US 70 southwest towards West End Avenue. Then we took exit 1 from I-440 west onto US 70 southwest. We drove on US 70 southwest about 10 miles to Leake Avenue. Then we made a left. There are small road signs leading the way. The Belle Meade Plantation is located to the left a few blocks up Leake Avenue. The Belle Meade Plantation is within a residential neighborhood, so look for the small sign directing you into their gates. Once we arrived at Belle Meade Plantation, we drove inside the gates and parked. Parking is ample and free. Belle Meade Plantation is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The ticket counter is located in the visitor center or gift shop. As you enter the visitor center building, walk to the right to get to the ticket counter. Credit cards are accepted. By the way, the restrooms are at the top of the stairs in this building, so go before you go on your tour. Ticket prices will vary as there are multiple ticket options, but for general admission into the grounds and tour of the mansion, it is $24 per adult, and on weekends, adult fee is $28. Admission fee to the grounds only is $15 per adult. The grounds are wheelchair accessible, and the first floor of the mansion tour is wheelchair accessible with ramp access into the house. We purchased the general admission and mansion tour. Mansion tours run about 45 minutes. You can stroll around the grounds of the plantation after or before the mansion tour. Mansion tours run at the top of every hour, and the last tour is 4 p.m., which is the one we took. We got lucky and got there just in time as the tour was about to start. Belle Meade Plantation is a trip back in time in U.S. history and culture, particularly of the antebellum South. We waited in front of the Greek Revival-style mansion, then a trained guide dressed in period costume greeted us at the door when it was time for our tour. If you can, make sure to take the tour of the mansion. It's the highlight of Belle Meade. The guides are well trained and the stories of the people are very interesting. Sorry there's no video of the interior of the mansion. Filming is not allowed while in the mansion. We were led from room to room within the mansion with the tales of the Harding family fortune and personal triumphs and tragedies. The Hardings made their fortune in horse breeding, which was very fashionable at the time. Before the Civil War, slave labor was used as jockeys, trainers, and grooms at Belle Meade. By 1860, Belle Meade had over 136 enslaved people working for the Harding family. By 1906, economic and horse enthusiasm was rapidly declining, which eventually led to the sale of the plantation. Here's a tip. You'll be standing the whole 45 minutes of the mansion tour and walking up steep stairs as well as walking on the grounds, so wear good walking shoes. Once we finished our tour of the mansion, we roamed around the grounds to see Belle Meade's many historic buildings. But before we did that, we sat on the porch in the comfortable rocking chairs, resting a bit before walking around the grounds. We really enjoyed this bit of rest with a nice late afternoon breeze. There was a free wine tasting event after the tour but it is optional. We walked around the grounds and saw the mausoleum, gardens, the dairy, and the log cabin, which were used as slave quarters. A famous African American who contributed greatly to the success of the plantation was Bob Green. He was in charge of all the thoroughbreds at Belle Meade and gained fame as a first-rate horse trainer. According to an 1879 ledger book, Bob continued to work for the horse farm after the Civil War. He was the highest paid worker on the farm as the head hostler or groom. At the end of his career, Bob Green moved from the plantation to his home on his property in Nashville. In 1906, Bob was granted his request for burial at the farm with the horses, where he rests today in an unmarked grave. Also available on the grounds is a gift shop, the Harding House restaurant, and ice cream shop. On the way out, we walked through the carriage house and horse stables, which had buggies and carriages inside. Once we completed our visit, we walked back to the parking lot, reflecting on the stories of the lives that lived and were lost here. History is about stories of people, and the Belle Meade Plantation is full of stories worth learning about. A visit to the Belle Meade Plantation will take 2 or more hours, depending on your interest. Happy travels! Go to hipfig.com for more information, or go to our Hipfig travel channel on YouTube and be sure to subscribe for regular updates.